Hey team, I think we've gone live. I think I'm attached. Linda Morrison here. You guys let me know if you can see the love. I can see somebody on here. Who is that? Who's on? Daryl. Nice to see you. I am going to the beach. And I had a shower before I went to the beach, but I don't care if it's meant to be the other way around. I had to take a shower after my workout. So I'm going to talk about stress today because I have some, and every single woman that I know, man as well, has some in modern life, and I think a lot of it is self-created. So I'm going to talk about that today because it's been really interesting on Saturday. I love those loves and likes too because it makes me know that you can hear me and I'm not just sitting here in my bathers by myself. So on Saturday I took a retreat, a day retreat, VIP day retreat for about 20 women. I was expecting 30, but 10 were too stressed to get there. Right? 10 were too stressed to get there. They couldn't get there. So I had 20 women in a room, and we talked a lot about everything related to stress and which is life. It's going to be a part of life, especially if you participate, and especially if you participate at a level that's really quite high or that you've got specific standards around, which I do. And I find that I've got a bigger tolerance to push than most people, but my lesson is to learn when to pull back and not to collapse completely. And I'm not speaking lightly about that because I've got severe life-threatening allergies. If I push too hard and I push my immunity too hard and I eat the wrong thing, then I can actually get quite sick. So we spoke a lot about stress and the parameters in and around this. So I want you to actually take this on board. And when I talk about this today, hey Jacqueline, nice to see you on here. And Scott, nice to see you here. I want you to think about this because we are taught to be quite resilient. And when I spoke on Saturday and when I take women through their retreats, either the 4-night retreats or the 6-week program or any of our programming, I speak specifically about what is the outcome that you are actually wanting to achieve at the end of all of this. Because I hear about women going to the gym or going on retreat or trying to lose weight or trying to do whatever. And I want to know what is the outcome that you are actually wanting to achieve, and where's the clarity in and around what you're wanting to achieve first before we even set about making a program or setting you into a focus of a program that is going to arrive you at the outcome that you're wanting. Yeah. So don't run around like a headless chook. Don't just go to the gym for no reason. Don't just lift weights for no reason. Don't just whatever for no reason. You need to know actually where you are heading. And the number one rule is clarity around where you are heading. So I use myself as an example. These are my expectations of me. And I've spoken about them before, yeah? I've spoken about them before. My expectations of me are, I never want to get sick or injured because I don't like it, right? And it takes me backwards, not forwards. I never want to feel tired, strung out, run down, wretched. I want to reach my genetic potential and work with that. I want to have loads and loads of energy for my children and my clients. Yes. And I want to, I am off to the beach. Someone's sending me a message. I am off to the beach. I'm going to the beach next. And then I will actually want to make sure that I can sustain this. So there's a sustainability in how I operate to go forward. Yeah. So there's a sustainability in how I operate to go forward. So just to recap that, just in case it was interrupted, I want to look and feel good. I don't want to get injured or sick. Yeah. I want to reach my genetic potential, which apparently is actually quite good because I never get sick or injured either, generally. And I want to make sure that I show up with all my energy, etc., for each of my clients every day. So what's happened in these last 2 weeks? Well, I started to forget stuff. I started to repeat things. I started to not know what day it was. I started to really lose my edge. I didn't like it. I was not sharp. So therefore, I didn't like it. Stress was too high. I was pushing too hard, probably for years and years. And I just want you to consider that too. So the majority of the women that sat in my day retreat on Saturday were the same. They were pushing too hard. They were doing too much. They were expecting too much of themselves, especially that they weren't actually giving the same level. So my clarity around what I want to achieve and the effort of level of effort that I put in to actually achieve that, such as going to bed early, eating the right food, hanging out with the right people, putting in the right amount of study and work in, actually meets that. Yeah, so if you're unrealistic, if you've got these standards, but your level of effort in the work or the programming that you choose to do comes in really, really, really super low, you're never going to meet those expectations anyway, and that already causes stress. Yeah? So if you're committed to clarity, non-chaos, moving forward in life, all of those sorts of things, then you actually need to do something to progress forward with all of those. On our programs, we make them sustainable, achievable, and that you actually get the level of reward for the effort put in terms of the outcome. And that's why we are all outcome based. So can you guys send me the love and the likes? I understand that most of you are at work and you need to watch and listen to this later on. So I'll try to make as much possible sense as I can with all of this, so you can actually watch it back. So to recap, clarity in where you are headed. So gone are my days where I actually when I studied at university, I was in phys ed with all the boys who were like 6'2", and I was never ever going to keep up with them, though I always bet them on some stuff, like how quick I could do stuff, and also such as burpees, anything that required height, of course, and flexibility, still got that too. So the other stuff I had to actually let go of, yeah. So I had to make up my own goals in and around what I wanted to achieve and why I wanted to achieve it. And these have changed over the decades. So that when we predominantly work with, women and men sometimes over 40 and 50 whom want to lose weight, tone up, get fit, we are not talking about being the fittest in the gym. We're actually talking about results. We're actually talking about nailing those results. What gets in the way? Life, being a modern working person in life, and stress. They're the things that most get in the way. So why does stress get in the way, and why does it stop you from getting what you want, which might be weight loss, those sorts of things? Well, you may reach for the cigarettes, the alcohol, the chocolate, if you don't know where you're heading, if you don't have a program in and around where you are heading. Yeah? So that's actually what I want. Or that's actually what in our programs we get you really, really clear on, whether you come to retreat, do the 6-week program, or come on my VIP level. We get you really clear on what is it that you are wanting to achieve, because no programming should actually come in unless you know where you're heading. Yeah, it doesn't matter how cheap the app is or how good the trainer is. Unless you're knowing where you are actually tracking to, there's absolutely no point in making efforts towards something. Yeah, something. For sure, it's important to go for a walk. But when we get you really, really clear, because time is of the essence, yeah, you want to make every single effort worthwhile moving forward, yeah, moving forward. And that's what we're really good at, getting clear on what is your outcome that you're actually wanting to achieve and how are we going to achieve it. Stress is the biggest thing. Some women who came along to my day retreat on Saturday, excuse me, got a frog in my throat, excuse me. Some women who came along to my day retreat on Saturday, where I did actually lose my voice, were at absolute breaking point. They didn't know if they could make it. They didn't know whether overwhelm, anxiety and depression were going to be too much for them that day, that they couldn't walk in there. Yeah, they probably felt judged before they arrived. Probably how I felt when I was about 15 or 16, self-conscious, as if everyone cared what I thought, you know, etc., thought, looked like, behaved, etc., etc., etc. Do you know what? There's going to be judgment anyway. So what we do is pull you back to what you actually want, in all honesty. What do you want to achieve? What's the weight loss? What's the strength that you want to achieve? What's the strength inner and outer that you're wanting to achieve? And then we pop you on a program to actually help you achieve that. Okay, so stress becomes a thing that's to the side a little bit if you know actually where you are heading, right? So let me just read what I've written here with my notes. Okay, self-awareness is everything, okay? So can you push more than others? Can you handle more stress than others? Does it really matter? One of my GPs that's on one of my programs at the moment actually said to me the other day, I'm realizing I'm not as resilient as I thought I was. And I'm sort of like, well, what do you need to be resilient for? Yeah, what do you need to be resilient for? And this is where we all get at. What is the outcome I'm wanting to achieve? What is the formula or the program I'm putting in place? And for us, it's the ageless body formula. And who's holding me to task to do that, to keep me focused? And where am I going to arrive at? Okay, so our results are guaranteed. We get the same repeated results day after day after day after day. The people we're working with are not spring chickens. They're not 20. They're not even 30. Most of them are over 40 and 50. And they arrive at the result that they've actually set out to achieve. Then they want to go on and do more. So I'm actually finding that you guys are super, super busy right now. I'm going to get off. If you want to ask me more questions, I'll actually check later on. I've got people actually sharing me. Actually, if you could actually share the stream, that would be really awesome. I've got people sharing me. I've got them sending me loves and likes and questions, but I can't actually see them on here. So go back to the very beginning. What is the outcome you're wanting to achieve? Okay, we pop a program in place so you can actually achieve it, and you don't need to actually stress about anything more. Stress and the modern person or the modern woman is terrible at the moment. Let's face it, you've got lots of full-time jobs. You've got a weight loss journey. You've got being a mother. You've got looking after a household, and you probably work as well. So you've got all of that going on. So what is actually going on or not going on for you that's actually going to halt you or stop you from getting the result that you're actually wanting in your vitality, in your health and fitness? Okay, so that's actually what we're on about here and what we want to help you achieve here. Okay, so be in touch. Here's what I've got going on. Melbourne Day Retreat is gone. I don't know if I'm going to do another one this year in 2017. I've got Adelaide Hills Day Retreat on Tuesday the 11th of April, just before Easter. I'll be there for that week with my longer retreat members, and that's all booked out. So you won't be able to get into that, but you can get into my day retreat if you're really quick. I've got about 5 people waiting to get back to me. Then Byron Bay Retreat, September 2. Yeah, so it's a 4-night retreat. So if you would like to come away, get clear on what you're wanting to achieve, get all into what you're wanting out of a program, all the information actually moving into the one direction instead of just everything from everywhere, then I will help you achieve that for sure, because we are outcome obsessed. Yeah, I'm outcome obsessed. You guys just do the work, and I'm outcome obsessed. All right, I'm going to get off now. I love you guys lots. Please send me a PM. I am actually going to go to that beach And I look forward to hearing your messages and questions. Talk soon. Bye.